This is Newcap News with Nerman Isa.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. A Kahiwan man is in custody tonight, accused of setting a St. Paul home on fire. RCMP say the fire broke out in one of the oldest homes in St. Paul.
The residence that caught on fire was known to the RCMP, and it was a popular place for the transient population to come and go.
The incident happened Saturday afternoon. 2 people were inside at the time and had to be rescued.
The hospital mainly for precaution because of the smoke that was in the house at the time, but they were released shortly after without any injuries.
Witnesses tell police they saw a man running from the scene after the fire started. Police have a 34-year-old man in custody and charges are pending. A damage estimate isn't known just yet. The fire is under investigation. A Kerr Roberts, Saskatchewan girl got quite the surprise from her favorite TV show. 10-year-old Darby Meyer is a fan of the Canadian show Heartland. Now, the aspiring cowgirl wrote a speech about how much the show meant to her, and so the cast wanted to send her a thank you gift. This is the Canadian show Heartland. Set in the Alberta Rockies, the show follows 2 sisters who heal abused and neglected horses. This is Darby Meyer. She's a big fan of the show. Earlier this year, the 10-year-old entered a public speaking competition. The topic of her speech, Heartland.
Well, it explains like the characters on Heartland and what they do in that.
And why do you like the show Heartland so much?
I don't know, because I really like horses, and it's pretty much all about horses. And
here's where the story takes a fun little twist. One of the sponsors of the competition was moved by Darby's enthusiasm. Now, it just so happens to be that Karen Yurko knows someone who works on the show.
So I sent him an email and said, you know, your speech was, your show was a topic, and he was really, you know, enthusiastic. And I said, well, do you think you could get me some autographs? And he did.
So Darby's family decided they wanted to surprise her. They told her they were heading to Lloydminster for a birthday party. Instead, she was treated to quite the surprise.
We got your speech, and they got it signed, and he got the cast to sign all this, and we got it framed for you.
The cast wanted to thank Darby for being such a big fan, so this was her big thank you gift.
What do you think?
I love it.
Are you surprised?
Yeah.
Now, Darby shared part of her speech with Newcap News.
If only I could be like Amy and spend all my days working with these horses, but the best part of being like Amy would be having a boyfriend as hot as Ty.
Well, you can just see how passionate she is about the show, and the kind gesture of the cast and crew is something she will never forget.
I thought it was really nice of them in that.
Dancers from around the region were in our city showing off their Scottish roots. Now, Highland dancing is becoming increasingly more popular here in Lloydminster, and these dancers are here to spread their passion with others. Elise Cox has more.
These girls have been waiting all day to get up and show the judges what they've got. Highland dance originates from Scotland and is a style of its own.
It's actually quite historical. Most of the dances were used like as training or pre-battle performances to get the soldiers geared up, or post-battle victory dances. So there's a lot of history in it. There's lots of similarities to ballet, and it's quite aerobic, a lot of jumping.
And Highland dance is becoming more popular around our region with its increased exposure.
It's getting more and more popular all the time, I think, because of the competitions, and we're doing more performances all the time. So yeah, I think it's just growing and growing here in the border city.
But dancer Shania got into Highland dancing after being inspired by a famous Scotsman.
My grandparents took me to a Robbie Burns in Battleford, and I saw the dancing that was going on there, and then my mom decided to put me into it just to try it out, and I've been doing it ever since.
And a lot of the interest in Highland dance does come from its Scottish roots.
Pride of the bagpipes, and that's usually what most people really enjoy about Highland dancing is the bagpipes. They get a real rush from listening to the bagpipes.
The competition is a way for the community to share their passion and improve their craft.
It's just about celebrating Highland dance in Lloydminster and in Saskatchewan and Alberta. It's really coming along in this area, and this is just part of fostering that growth.
And Shania will tell you all her hard work throughout the year pays off at competition time.
I got mainly all first, and I also got the overall trophy.
For most dancers, the competition is not only rewarding in terms of what they leave with at the end of the day, but how Highland dance makes them feel.
Highland dance basically means everything. I've been doing it, and I've been dancing straight for 14 years, so dancing is my life. If I didn't start it, I don't know what I'd be doing.
Elise Cox, Newcap News.
Emmett Murphy joining me on the desk for our first look at sports. Now, I do want to mention off the top, yesterday you weren't here because you were at the CPCA Awards, and Newcap is very honored to say that Emmett was awarded the Media Person of the Year for the CPCA. So a huge honor and a huge congratulations to you, Emmett.
Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun, but there were plenty of other more important awards given out last night at the Stockade. Vern Nolan, Dallas Dick, and Mick Nolan won the awards for the season and Canadian Championship teams. Mick grabbed 2 other awards as the Randy Evans Memorial High Point Outrider and the Western Financial Group Outriding Champion. Chris Molley earned the Most Improved Driver Award. Lansing Godry was the Rookie Driver Award. And Ray Mitzwing won the Bruce Bremner Award for the Best Barreling Outfit. And Frog Lake won the Show Committee of the Year for hosting their first ever event in Dewberry. The Lloydminster Bobcats had their final home game before Halloween last night at the Civic Center. They came into the game .500 in the month of October, with all but one game decided by 1 goal. First period, Ray Bell misplaced the puck. That set to be glorious chance, goes off Bell's bucket and right across the goal line. Minutes later, Bell steps out and again banks the puck off the net. Chase Martin able to bail him out. Eagles get on the board halfway through the first, courtesy of Riley Point on a scrambling play. Same period. Bobcats dump the puck in. Eagles goaltender Cam Barnes out to play it, instead just eats it, but Cats can't capitalize. Canmore rushes back the other way. Dumping goes to Lyndon Springer. He doesn't want it, so he gives it right to Riley Point, who casually pots his second of the game. 2-0. Bobcats with pressure. Ridiculous stretch pass finds Colton Anderson, but he can't find the net. Still 2-0. Bobcats get a good break when a stretch pass goes up. They'll get a good break a little later on. Sorry. Justin Lund's no-look pass in front actually goes off Jeremy Gordon here and in. Bobcats within 1, and it stayed that way heading into the third. The equalizer nearly comes off the stick of Grant Baker. He rocks heavy metal. The Eagles' Connor Hawkstrug scores on the power play. Canmore wins 3-1.
Flat for a good portion of the game. You know, it was to me. I mean, although we did outshoot that team, you know, we certainly have to work harder to get pucks tighter on net, and you know, and commit to making smart plays out of our end.
It all starts on Monday in practice. We just had a talk, and we're just going to come together, and we're going to go as hard as we can. We're going to get ourselves out of this hole because we know we can. We know we're a good team. We know we can win games. So it all starts on Monday for us, yeah.
In other junior hockey action, the Lloydminster Bandits won their 3rd straight game, toppling the previously undefeated Wainwright Bison 6-3. The Bandits are averaging over 6 goals a game as they've moved into a tie for first in the league with Wainwright. The Baker Hughes Bobcats midget AAA team was in action yesterday, and unbelievably, for the 3rd straight game, the Cats tied their opponents. For the 2nd game in a row, they let their late 1-goal lead slip, this time giving up a goal with 19 seconds left to tie Edmonton CAC 4-4. They outshot Edmonton 29-15. Austin Hunter led the way with 2 goals and an assist. Today, the Baker Hughes Bobcats finally got back on the win train. The Cats scored 2 late goals in the 2nd period to lead 2-1 heading into the 3rd. The Pats tied it up less than 2 minutes into the final frame before Steen Passage-Schnuck scored the winner with 11:50 left. And the Rohan Rage were stuck in a similar rut as the Baker Hughes Bobcats. They were winless in their last 3 games coming into yesterday's contest against CRAA. The Rage led the entire way in this one, outshooting the visitors 39-13. Zach Fisher scored a goal and 2 assists to lead the Rage. That's your first look at Newcap sports. Stay tuned for more news and weather after the break. The Lakeland Rustlers men's soccer team had the biggest game in program history this afternoon at VLA Fields. The Green and Gold took on the Medicine Hat Rattlers in a do-or-die game to see who makes playoffs. Beautiful day for some soccer, but it's a bit slippery out there. Alan Suela capitalizes on the giveaway, walks in alone, and puts the Rattlers up 1-0, 44 seconds into the game. Sick selly, bro. 25 minutes later, Omar Amador is given time and space in striking distance, and his shot goes right through the midst of the keeper. These conditions making it a sloppy start. 3 minutes later, more blunders. Rattlers' errant pass is kicked right back to them, and it's Suela again finding the far corner to put Medicine Hat 2-1. Rustlers in disbelief as they start the second trailing. Rustlers with some solid opportunities. Omar crosses for Chris Manyonga, but he sends it sky high over the net. Early in the second, beautiful free kick is put away on a sweet header by the Rustlers' leading scorer, Matt Marilainen. This one's knotted at 2 apiece, and they keep the pressure on Medicine Hat. Omar is sent streaking and goes barred down for his second of the match, putting the Green and Gold in front. Eric Maldini added another marker for the Rustlers as Lakeland College advances to the playoffs for the first time in men's soccer history, thanks to a dramatic Chile do-or-die 4-2 victory.
Keep with the game and be able to really battle through some of our own adversity and come up with a very positive second half.
It's a big accomplishment. We've come a long way since the first year, you know, not winning a single game, and then 2 years later we're going to playoffs and potentially, you know, semis, and who knows, maybe in nationals, you know.
It was a bye week for the Lloydminster Comprehensive Barons football team this week. While the players rested their bodies, they were helping exercise young minds as part of a new initiative with elementary schools. Read with the Baron.
Braden Delorme and Jonathan Block are members of the Lloyd Comp Barons football team. Not too long ago, they were in the same classroom at Rendell Park Elementary School. This week, they returned to their old learning grounds to meet students like Ryder Kenyon.
It was exciting to see some Barons people come in, and we got to meet them, and they read some books to us.
The timing of their visit coincided with the conclusion of Reading Week. Both the temporary teachers and their students were ecstatic about how the morning went.
It's pretty cool.
It was fun. Like they knew everything. Like there was actually some big words in there, and they just understood everything. I was quite surprised how like high level it was.
I love reading. I read before I go to bed every night. I just love that you can create little pictures in your minds.
The Barons were treated like football superstars.
Do you think you could fit 2 on mine?
Oh, yeah. They're hoping they pass the torch to Lloydminster's next group of gridiron greats.
Great experience, get them out here and learn more about football, see what they do, see if they want to come out and play football for Barons.
It was great. Like they were so enthusiastic about everything. It was just so great to see like how happy they were about football and the Barons, and just can't wait for all the kids to come up and just enjoy their high school experience.
Emmett Murphy, Newcap Sports.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.
Good night.
Makeup provided by Vivid Hair and Aesthetics.